It's a question for a Monday morning. What are we really trying to do here? You know, the amount of confusion that I see in the business, and sadly, not just from associates, I even see it at the SMD level, at the MD level, I see it with people who have been here a month and people who have been here a long time, is not really understanding what the hell we're trying to even do. If I asked you that, what answer would you give me? Well, what? Helping families financially, right? Would that be one? Mm-hmm. And that's true. Net law, legacy shield, life insurance, rollovers, passive income, right? All these, there's so many things that float through our mind. Yet, here I am, 23 years in, and I'm here on a Monday morning, running a BPM, could be doing a lot of other things. Why am I running a BPM on a Monday morning? It's fairly simple, because out of all the things that you could really do in this business, you see, the first thing you want to ask yourself is, what kind of a business do you want? You want a business that looks like this? A business that looks like this? Or a business that looks like this? This is picture 1, picture 2, picture 3. Which one of those would you like to have? 1, 2, or 3?
3.
Number 3. So why do we have so much of our businesses that look like this? It's pretty simple. It's so simple. It's because you're inconsistent and your people are inconsistent. It's just on a high 30,000-foot view. You see, what moves the needle in this business, if you really want to know, you want to strip away all the bull crap, it's full-time SMDs. Everything else is noise. Everything else is a smoke screen. It all pays you money. It all makes you money, which makes it so confusing. But if you have full-time SMDs, your business is going to start looking a lot more like this. You got a lot of part-timers, you bring in 10 people a month, you like to take a lot of pictures of yourself, but you really don't build leaders, that's what your business looks like, no matter what you say on social media. You like to hear yourself talk a lot, you run a lot of great meetings, but you don't know how to really retain and build people. If you are not building full-timers, you're wasting your time. Just telling you what they say, but man, I know some people that have been here a couple of years, haven't been only full-time. I'm telling you their business is built on quicksand. If you don't have full-time SMDs, you are your business. I know it's Monday morning, you don't want to hear that. It's the truth. If you have a back problem, if you have a kidney stone that requires surgery like I did, if you have a heart issue, it's the craziest thing in the world. This morning I went to drop off my son, and my mom, I just found out how her dad actually died. I thought he died of a low, miserable disease called diabetes, but he actually went into diabetic shock and died. I found out about my grandfather this morning. I didn't know that's how he died. Why do I say that? Because he had 6 girls. They didn't have life insurance in Sicily in the late 1950s. That was really popular. So my mom's entire life was defined by not what she didn't have, right? And we all know people like that, right? If you don't understand what the game is, what I get frustrated about is, I ask myself, I say, oh, why do people not get what I'm trying to do? That's because you resist, you're not a prophet in your own land, I get all that. But common sense tells me if there's a person with the most experience, they've made the most amount of money out of anybody by about double at least, or close to double, maybe we should try to understand, why is this madman having a meeting on Monday morning? Because where else would anybody be on a Monday morning if they were really building a business? It's amazing, someone told me this morning they can't get a babysitter, but yet they can get a babysitter when they have an appointment on Monday mornings. But it's because we just don't put a value on it. Mm-hmm. You know, we made a lot of changes. We have a group of people that made some changes, and all these debates about whether we should have meetings or not. But they have nobody going to meetings. So they want less meetings, but they don't have anyone going to meetings. And then they don't come themselves. And it's like I sit there and I ask myself, have you not got a memo? It's full-time SMDs. I got 5 or 6 full-time SMDs that are direct to me. And just that alone in bonuses pays you 6 figures a year. Just having 5 or 6 direct SMDs that are full-time. Okay? So the reason we have a meeting on Monday morning is I'm just trying to figure out, this is the greatest potential of full-timers that I have, because I figured something out. I can't speak for everybody because I don't know. There's people that legitimately have stuff that they have going on, and there's people that don't. I'm not here to figure out who's legit. I don't worry about that. I used to worry a lot about that. What I'm trying to understand is, do you not even understand the game that you're trying to play? Because part-timers, think about something about part-time. Okay? Let's say somebody is not a full-time SMD. What do you have? Which is a lot of you in this room. I probably just offended you. But I already know you don't care that much. Why? Simple. Because if you're not full-time, that means there's someone full-time elsewhere making money. So that's either your spouse or you are independently wealthy, which is not what I find with most. So full-time is elsewhere. Okay? Number 2, you have children or a family that's going to be more important, as they should be. And then for 3 is depend on a person, and I'm not putting these in any order, your spiritual part of your life. And then all the stuff that goes with that. So at the best I can get is 4th priority. For people. That's why your business looks like this. Because the people you're building, this is their 4th priority, at best 3rd priority. That probably makes them atheists, which I'm not sure that's good either. Okay? So that's up to you, but I'm just joking, all right? So that's why things look like this. And that's why it looks like this. And so what happens is you start trying to do something, and it's like, so what happens inevitably is we start judging the meeting based on how many people we have going, which is usually very hard on Monday morning to get people here. So what happens? I'll have an appointment today. I'm depressed because it's cold. I don't have a babysitter. I have an appointment. Would you ever schedule an appointment when you had your BPM on Tuesday night on a Tuesday night? No, you never would. But you would do it on a Monday morning for some strange reason, because there's a lack of understanding of what we're even trying to do, or they've given up, or they just refuse to accept. Because see, when you force people, nobody wants, because there's not many people that have full-time SMDs besides Angelo and maybe Anthony and Mario. As far as last I checked, I'm not sure if there's somebody else I missed. This is a pretty tough reality when you start. Now, maybe you want to be a financial advisor. But I'm pretty sure if you had a team and you were overriding them, you would like it. Even if you say you want to be a financial advisor. You would like to override a big team. Everybody wants to override a big team. But we just don't understand what it really takes. So, you know, the question is how many text messages did you send out? How many calls did you make? How hard did you really push? Whether you push for tonight, whether you push for Tuesday, whether you push for Saturday. But if you have to understand that the end game is full-time SMDs. So why do you think it's so difficult to find these people? Because of your lack, because of your own consistency, because of your own effort, because of your belief in what it is and whether it'll work, or, you know, all of these different things. See, the question is, do you want to build, what are you looking for? Number 1, you could be looking for people who just want to make some money. Number 2, you can look for people who want to build a business. Or number 3, what Patrick is talking about is people who want to build a brand for their life. You want to recruit people who want to build money? Easy come, easy go. There's some knucklehead people there. You know, hey, everybody learns at their own pace. Some people are a little slower than others. They think giving away the store works. I know a great leader in this company, great leader. Their philosophy, because they have a lot of money, is to give away all their money to people. And they've got money. And they thought that philosophy got them to EVC. But now, I just interesting over the weekend saw one of their biggest leaders who they gave the most amount of money to and tried to buy off is now at another company, promoting another company, and is actually indirectly taking shots at this leader for saying that the reimbursements of our trips are not as good as what this other. This is a person that I know for a fact that this leader probably gave tens of thousands of dollars to in their team, and they had zero appreciation. Because here's the problem. When you give something away, people don't appreciate it. It's that simple. That has nothing to do with WFG. If you have some type of cognitive skills, you could figure out that if you give something to somebody and you don't make them work for it, they will absolutely do nothing in return. And that's what this concept here is. If you just set a really low standard, any desperate human being who just wants to make $100, if that's who you're targeting, and that's the style that you will use, you will attract people, a lot of them, but they'll come in and out because it's the style. The second is people who want to build a business. What I mean by that is people who actually want to build a business. They see themselves, they have some self-worth, they have some self-confidence. It has nothing to do with money. But it can. Money does help your net worth. Their net worth does give you self-worth sometimes. They want to build a business for themselves, right? And the third is people who want to build a brand for life. Did you ever look at the business from, man, I thought that was so powerful what he said. You sell a $500,000 policy. Did you ever think about the fact that one day you're going to be investing that $500,000? That's a different way of looking at it than I just made $1,000. Which is what we usually do, because somebody talked to us about just making some money. But if we actually found some people that are looking to be somebody, they're looking for this, they want to be that. Now, you keep looking for this, you beam this out into the world, and you settle for this. That's okay. Well, if you go out looking for this, you're going to get less than that. If you aim big, you get less. It's not any more complicated. Once again, nothing to do with having brains. It just has to do with having common sense. But it's hard to go after these because there's less of these. So it's easier to just go look for anyone with a pulse. And then we wonder why they don't do anything. It's not a surprise. They weren't doing anything before. We keep acting surprised when we bring in people that don't do anything. Watch what they did before you. Chances are it's zero. Okay? The habit was already there. You look at Pat. He was different when we brought him in. Mario Aldana, different when we brought him in. Todd, different when we brought him in. These were not folks that said, hey, how do I just make some money? They were folks that said, I want to build a brand. I don't have to teach Pat to build a brand. He just knew it made sense to him. That's the kind of people I want to surround myself with. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So when I talk to you now, when you bring in a person, okay, you talk to them about building a brand, which is just really your reputation. A fancy word for reputation in 2018. That's all brand is. Mm-hmm. Okay? It's not about getting confused. So if we're going to build a brand, well then you want to build a team. Well, you come in and you're going to do your family and friends, but you also have to have a team of experts around you if you're going to build a brand. A brand guy understands he needs experts. So what Brian talked about when he was here is he talked about the big four, right? And knowing how to get your tax advisor, recruit your PNC agent, knowing how to recruit your health agent or your mortgage person. Realtor, right? It's so easy. Very easy. All right? Let me give you the exact words. It says, let's say that I bring in a person and I say, look, hi tax advisor, right? You don't know me. My name is Angelo and I work with Vina. We have a common client named Patrick, and I'd like to talk to you. Now, we have a common client, 2 different professionals. Hey, tax advisor, I just spoke to Vina the other day, and she speaks volumes about you. Share some compliments. You're innovative. You have great ideas, strategies. You know, she has much faith in you. By the way, I'm with Transamerica, Heartland, WFG, whatever the right thing is. And those of you that lie about this, just know, if I find out, I'll make sure that maximum punishment is applied. If I find out. And which would be hopefully, ask a couple of people that decided to promote another social media company on Facebook. They started to promote another company. Ask them how their fate ended. It ended in termination. You come after, you mess around and lie because you don't want to get your U4 in, or you can't do, well, we're gonna say something, right? We have a common client, right? So he said, I'm with Hive. The reason for my call is from time to time we need to pair up people in your area who may need tax advice. Quick question, is your practice opening to receiving new clients? It's so simple. It's so simple because I want to tell my new person, if you're going to build a brand, I want you to go after family and friends. 330, all the way. I'm going to stand on the sidelines, and I'm going to have a megaphone, and I'm going to be cheering you for 330. But while you're doing 330, what if we added 4 experts to your business to help you? Number 1 is we're going to add a CPA. Angelo, I don't have a CPA. Well, does someone you know have a CPA? Because it's the same invitation. If they're using a good CPA, then you have a common client or you have a common person that you know. All right? Number 2 is if we wanted to bring this person in, I'd like to stop by your office just to get to know you a little bit better. Check out your operation and see what you specialize in. I just want to make sure I have a good overview of your practice so that I could feel comfortable sending clients your way. When would be a good time to stop by? What's weird about that? You're starting a business in financial services. There are people that trust this person enough to bring their taxes to them. Wouldn't it make sense for you to say, look, we got a common client. They speak really good about you. I need people in the Glen Ellen area. By the way, do people like to go to tax people close to their house? Yeah. The only reason I switched accountants is because he was too far. I thought about it. I had the worst, but she didn't like email. All right, like, I'm sorry, but that's weird. Okay, I'm sorry. It's 2018, but you know what? I didn't want to leave her because she was like 5 minutes from my house. So would it make sense for you to have a tax expert in the western suburbs that you could send people, in the northern suburbs, in the southern suburbs? Wouldn't it make sense for you to have one CPA that you could refer them to and build a relationship? What's weird about that? That's what business people do. They don't just go to their friends and family only. You do that, of course, because there's trust. And these people take a little while. So you're not going to hit 330 from your CPA. That make sense? You go to the mortgage person. Value proposition. Would you like to make more money per client or add more value per client? Mortgage broker, property and casualty. Hi, my agent is Tom. Hi, Tom, you don't know me. My name is Angelo. We have a mutual client, let's say my dad. You know Tony Gurrieri? Yeah, I understand you've had his home and auto for 35 years. He said some great things about you. And here's the key. Don't be a liar. Find some good things to say that are true. It has to be genuine because people could feel genuine. People could feel fake. You ever go to Mozo and somebody comes over and gives you like a fake intro? Come on. You know what I'm talking about? It feels fake. So you just say something that's real. Who does your home and auto? Okay, well, think about what if your home and auto person could be a resource for referrals for us? Let's build you a team. Let's build you a brand. Let's build you a business. Go to friends and family, but we're going to teach you how to go the professional route as well, right? You're extremely knowledgeable and educate your clients. You have great service. You're honest and transparent. I mean, I haven't left State Farm. I mean, as many times as I tried to leave them, it's very hard because their service is so unbelievably good to me. And so it's hard for me. So why not? I go, there's a 35-year. You think if you called my agent, who I've been with for 35 years, you think he's going to return your call? I bet he does. I bet he does. Or she, right? Same thing with your health insurance agent. Your mortgage broker. Hey, you know, Dan, you don't know me. My name is Kira, but we have a mutual client named Michael. You did his last mortgage. I mean, he raved about how good you did. And blah, blah, blah. You know, hey, I'd like to ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Is your practice open to receiving new clients? I would like to drop by your office, get to know you a little bit better, check out your operations, see what you specialize in. I just want to make sure I have a good overview of your practice so that I can feel comfortable sending clients your way. When would be a good time to stop by? You know why this isn't weird? Because of that client they respect and trust their client. If a good client, think about how flabbergasted he was that that client referred him somebody over the weekend. That's how they feel. They feel good that somebody referred them. So I just want to encourage you, we're kind of out of time, but I want to encourage you to go after the PNC, to go after the health insurance, to go after the mortgage originator, and then, you could add in a bonus, right, realtor. You could add in bonus attorney, right? These are all good things that we have that are available to us. And it's just about building a brand because, again, the likelihood of getting someone of these type of folks to become full-time, I just think they're already full-time in the industry. Why not give it a shot? So, at the end of the day, these are the things that really, really matter, and these are the things that move the needle. I lost the sheet. I was looking for something just specific. There's a lot more that we can get into, all right? But I want to tell you about our website, okay? This is where that form will be uploaded to later, this form, if you want to see what it says. businessbuildingondemand.com. There's a general login, Builder 18, and training. This is the password. Everybody uses the same login. Why? It's on this site. Trainings from this morning will be recorded. It's being recorded, and it will be simulcast and broadcast. Bill's training will be recorded. You want to hear a little bit about what he did. You want to see this form. It's going to be on there. I'll encourage you to use this site. I encourage you to sell the site. I encourage you to show people all the stuff that WSG has to offer. We're ahead of the curve, yes.
Could you put it back for just
yes,
one
Business Building On Demand. I'll tell the Zoom in. All right? BusinessBuildingOnDemand.com, Builder 18, password training 2018. Please do not send this to clients. Do not recruit with it. Do not prospect with it, other than to show them that's a resource. Don't tell some stranger, hey, go watch this video from Nationwide, and then I'll be ready to write you up afterwards. You do that, I will make sure you get terminated. I will make my recommendation for your termination if you do that. All right? And they'll listen, okay? Because I will have indisputable proof, because we have all kinds of disclosures. But I don't want to be afraid of technology. I don't want to be afraid to post stuff. I already assume you're recording me anyways. So why should I be afraid? We have a great business, folks. All right? I want to see this grow. I'm willing to make changes to anything. But we have to, don't hide, okay? You know, at the end of the day, I'll end with this. When you go home at night, there's a saying, the man or the woman in the mirror. No matter what you did all day long, you could BS all day long. But the one person you cannot BS is the person looking at you in the mirror at night. And I see a lot of people, the sad thing about social media is that people can create facades today of lives that don't really exist. I feel bad. I think there's a lot of loneliness in the world today. A lot of, frankly, for lack of a nice way of saying it, it's pathetic to me, a lot of it. But what it comes down to is still our fear overcoming our dreams, or our dreams overcoming our fear. At the end of the day, when you walk out of here today, you got to ask yourself, are you willing to make contacts? I gave you scripts. Now, you can scrutinize them like you scrutinize everything, but what does that get you? It doesn't get you where you want to be. And I know that if I focus myself on looking for people who want to make this their primary career, it only takes 5, 6 of those to make you a life. You understand me? 5, 6 people that are full-time here, your life is set. But 500 part-time, unstable, 4th priority people will give you nothing but gray hair and bald heads. Sorry. They got it. These guys in here already had it from before, all right? So I want to challenge you to go out there and get aggressive about building the right kind of business. Thank you.
There's like more than 50% of all. More than 50% of all.